The summer I turned 14, my grandmother got me smashed at a wedding in Jersey. Somewhere in between the third glass of champagne and the fourth ABBA song, she turned to me and said, "Joanna, someday you're gonna have a wedding just like this. And when you do, please don't let them play any disco." I didn't really know how to tell her that I probably wouldn't be having any wedding at all. That I wore these bones like a voiceover when really I was in love with my friend Kathleen. I thought just maybe, if I held this itch underwater long enough, it would float up blue. Tried to claw the want from my voice every time Kathleen asked what I thought of her boyfriend. Tearing all the power cords from my drive and imagination and burning every lamp in my throat watching her. I learned what shame feels like. I painted my skin with postcard gleam as if the best I could ever hope for is to reflect somebody else's shine, as if there were some parts of me better off drowned in a swimming pool of whiteout. But it is not in our nature to cringe before the mirror like this. A person born blind will tilt their head back and extend their arms when they feel pride. It's in our bones, not to bake shame into our blood, but to live boldly. And so now, all these years later, here is my pride. For refusing to allow the wet blanket stare of strangers on the subway smother this burn to hold her hand. For every time someone has said, "Wow, you don't look gay," and I didn't say thank you. For not allowing my heart to be strip searched by those who want to know if my love is pure enough. Because I've already spent years committing hate crimes against myself, and I already know all of those tricks. So when my friend asks me why there are no straight pride parades, I tell her, you can't be proud of something you've never had to fight for. This is for every wedding I've watched from the sidelines, every fairy tale with stipulations, it's a choice, it's a phase, you're disgusting, every gay kid who believed nothing would ever make this better because home meant break the parts of yourself that don't fit into the plaster of who you're supposed to be. Well, we already are exactly who we are supposed to be. And just this summer, I woke up living in a city where I could actually get married one day. And I think back to that wedding in Jersey, how I was the last one to leave the dance floor, makeup smeared and beaming, how my grandmother grabbed my hand as I walked by and said, "Hey, I'm proud of you," with no buts or if-onlys clinging to the underside of her voice, and how finally, all these years later, I'm now able to say the same thing to myself.